Fadia, nice job on assignment 2. The center swatches match, however, they are caused to look different by virtue of their backgrounds. Very good work. Now, with assignment 3 in the left set on the left side, I think that center swatch could be coaxed toward looking darker still, which would mean a slightly lighter backdrop. Hi, Zero. I'm looking at your work in Everyone's, both in Photoshop and in the week 3 review within eCollege in our class for comparison, because I know there may be disparity between what you see on your screen and what I see on mine. For example, the best place to look at this is in the design software. So, let's see, with your assignment 2, well, I think you've got the idea. The least effect, though, is seen in bottom right, and I would say that it's just hard to influence a neutral gray. Looking down to your assignment 3, well, perhaps you haven't set up a very great challenge for yourself, as the swatches are very similar looking to begin with. Let's see. It seems as though on right in the left set you're going in the right direction. However, that center swatch still seems to appear more saturated. Hi, Samantha. Your work looks good here with assignment 2. I'd say the top sets are the most successful. On bottom, perhaps at left, the backdrops are too similar, and at right, it's just hard to influence a neutral like that dark gray. Now, with assignment 3, the right set looks good. The left set, well, on the right side, I'd try color subtraction. Hi, Melissa. I see subtle effect in these examples, and I just want to press on you and your peers that the way to get this color magic working is to tinker and to try different tacks. There's a disparity in the way things appear in Photoshop versus in eCollege, and we'll concentrate on looking at things in the design software. I want to look at assignment 3. The right set actually looks good to me in eCollege, but both sets seem to have a hue mismatch when I look at them in Photoshop. So I'd encourage you to just revisit the theories and be sure that you have a handle on them. Hi, Crystalline. Actually, you've got some great examples for assignment 2. The only one that's not so good is the top right, and as I've been saying to a couple of your peers, when you've got a swatch color that's relatively neutral, that can be hard to influence. Now, I think you've done a good job with a left side set in assignment 3. However, with both sets, perhaps the swatches could have been a little more different. Now, let's look at the right side of the right set. There, I'd say try color subtraction, because not only will you remove blue, but you'll be adding yellow, making the swatch look greenish like the other. Aaron, your color sets are real eye-openers. You clearly have this down. One of my favorite sets is the top right one in assignment 2. Now, what could you do with these colors since you've got them? Well, maybe look at that bezeled effect. Consider using these in a future design for art class or otherwise. Well, I haven't said it in all cases, but I have been checking every last set for color matches where those are required. And you know what, Lauren, there's a color mismatch in every one of your sets, and I would have caught that if you could have submitted an early draft for my review. So maybe think about posting by the night before the due date so that I can check your work. I can see that you've been in there taking a look at other people's drafts, but perhaps get to work on your own projects a little sooner. Now, bear in mind that if the colors that are meant to match factually don't, then we don't really know if the experiments have worked. Hi, Linda. It looks as though you have some good color sets here. Now, with regard to assignment 2, I want to say this could really stand to be assembled in a fresh copy of the template. And to do that, you would just sample your colors, and if you're using Photoshop, use the paint bucket to dump the colors into the appropriate places. Notice that the squares, the center swatches, are different in size, especially on the bottom. And it's hard for us to judge if the color tricks are working when the variables aren't all constant. Additionally, this wouldn't be suitable to use for a portfolio because the presentation isn't good. Now, it seems to me that you do have the idea, the concepts seem to be understood. Looking at assignment 3, I believe that you've brought those color swatches considerably closer together in appearance with the backdrops that you've used. Hi, Helen. I think you got the idea here looking at your assignment too. The sets look pretty good, except maybe the top left one, and the issue there might have to do with the backdrops having similar value. Now, let's see. Looking at assignment 3, I'd say your right side set looks pretty good. What could we do on the left side? Well, with that red backdrop, you are adding cyan to the center swatch. Is that what you'd want to do? Perhaps it would be better to add green or blue by using the complement of one of those colors. Well, Catherine, we have a lot of drama in the top 2 sets of your assignment too. The bottom left one looks okay. The bottom right one has a mild effect, and I would say just tinker with your colors. It takes trial and error and practice with the different theories to get things working for you. Generally, assignment 2 is easier. Now, looking at assignment 3, it seems like value is the issue. On left of the left set, that backdrop needs to be darker than the swatch itself. And I'd say with a right set, bring the left backdrop a little lighter and the right backdrop a little darker in order to manage values. Hi, Katie. Nice work with your assignment too. I'll say the bottom left is your best set. Perhaps with the top sets, the colors are just too similar, especially with the top right one for the effects we're looking for. Now, let's look at assignment 3. With the left set on the left side, I'd go paler still with that yellow backdrop. And on the right set, I see you're trying to add the complement of the backdrop color, but maybe what would work better on left side, for example, is a blue backdrop for color subtraction. Well, hi Ashley. I can see that your colors all match where they have to, technically. Now, in some ways this is a very simple assignment. The template is given to you and all you need to do is plug in colors. Where the difficulty lies is in applying the different theories, in trying out color sets, revising, and continually working at honing the color sets. They're doing what we need them to do. And I'm not really seeing the results we want in assignment 2. It seems like maybe these were the first colors that came to mind and you said, well, good enough. And I want you to push harder in our class because there's a lot to learn and there's a lot worth learning. So in assignment 3, though, I see you're working with the theory. Now, let's see. I was thinking, instead of using the color subtraction idea on the right side of the left set, what if you use the idea of adding the backdrop's complement there on the right side? So then what if you had a blue that was adding yellow, the look of yellow to the center swatch? Now, let's look at the right side set. What I think is that the left swatch looks too light, and that means that its backdrop needs to be darker. Hi Tina, looking at your assignment too, I'm really taken by the right side sets. They look quite good, and in Photoshop the top left set looks pretty good too. I'm a little bit distracted by the fact that the swatches hover toward the top of their backdrops. They're not quite centered. Now, looking at assignment 3, I think you're doing quite good with the left set there. You really have brought those colors to look quite similar. On the right side, I'd say manage the value on the left half by letting the backdrop go a little darker.